This episode, we had a chance to talk to Chandler Romeo about his hockey career so far and his amazing experiences and opportunities that he has received. He was an amazing guest to have on and hope you enjoy it. This episode is brought to you by 519 Sports Online. 519 is a positive promotional platform which brings you highlights and interviews from your favorite teams across the region. Make sure to check out their social media channels on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter, and be sure to like and subscribe to 519's YouTube channel at youtube.com/519sportsonline. Thanks to Darren and his team for sponsoring the Charged Up Show.
Please welcome to the podcast former Brantford Bandit, now Hamilton Bulldog, Chandler Romeo.
It's a big day for you. Yeah, you've been a loyal supporter from day one.
Yeah, I've been listening a lot actually.
Awesome.
Which one's your favorite episode so far?
Probably Scott Walker's.
Yeah, that one did well. That was a good one.
That was a really
This
cool.
was
One.
lengthy and informative, so
Yeah, it was pretty awesome.
Yeah, he taught a lot of lessons in that, which not a lot of people do.
yeah. And I liked Erdles too. I was just waiting for my shout out from the minor midget team, but I didn't get that.
Oh, we can take out his shout out if you want to then.
Yeah.
So we'll start it off as 509 speed round. Obviously, Nate and Keith can take it away. Answer as fast as you can. Don't think about it. We've had some people cough Cooper Walker who took too long to answer and ruin it. So you got to answer as quick as you can.
Okay.
All right, Keith, kick it off.
Yeah, I'll kick it off. All right. If you could go anywhere in the world right now, where'd you go?
Miami.
Go-to cheat meal.
Double Angus from Harvey's.
Ooh,
good.
Crosby or McDavid?
Crosby.
Dog or cat person?
Dog for sure.
Go-to dance move?
That's a
I
tough
don't know.
question.
Oh, we got him there.
The whoa. We'll go with the whoa.
Okay. What's your go-to hype song?
Hype song. We the Ones from Quality Control.
Okay.
Yeah.
Favorite movie?
Dumb and Dumber. Classic.
Classic. All right. What were you for Halloween last year, if you were someone?
Didn't even dress up.
All right. Fair enough.
In a movie about your life, who would play you? This is...
This is the one Robes told me not to put in today.
Oh, no.
I'll go with Ryan Reynolds because a lot of people have told me that I look like him.
All
so.
right. I could see
Oh, yeah, get out of here. Just
I
like
could see
Keats,
that.
when me and Keats were in the Pete's video game chat, he's like, yeah, everyone used to call me, I think it was Brad Pitt, so I'd say Brad Pitt was probably paid for it. You know, I was like, get out of here, buddy. You're ridiculous.
For sure.
Continue though, guys.
that. All right. Favorite TV show to binge?
Prison Break, hands down.
Okay.
What can you cook the best? Okay, all right. Nice and easy.
Yeah.
Window or aisle seat when you're on a plane?
Aisle for sure because I'm pretty tall, so I need some leg room.
Okay. Fair enough.
Simpsons or Family Guy?
Neither. Don't like either.
What?
No.
Wow.
All right. Final one. What color toothbrush do you ask for when you go to the dentist? It's a big question.
Blue. Always been blue.
Blue. All right.
I think
Awesome.
me too, to be honest.
That was
I've been
a pretty
blue
good
guy.
round. Pretty good speed
This is
round.
your favorite color. Like,
What?
it's just your favorite color.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Gotta go with the
You
blue.
might as well just ask favorite color.
Yeah, that is true. All right, next time. We'll do that next
obviously,
time.
We'll start in order, and obviously being our age, there isn't too much to talk about, so we'll talk a little about minor hockey. And obviously, like, you played with me when we were like 7 and 8, and then
Yeah.
what was the decision like going to the GTHL and leaving Cambridge? And some people think it's a good idea, some people would rather stay home. What was your?
Everybody's got their choice, but I mean, I played in Cambridge for I think it was 7 or 8 years, all the way up, and I liked it there. There was nothing wrong with it. I had some good coaches. A lot of my friends were on the team, but I just thought that I was always playing spring hockey down in Toronto, and then I was being exposed to the kind of guys that were playing down there, and it was just a lot higher pace and everything. So me and my family made the decision to move down to Mississauga for my grade 9 year, which was major bantam, and that was just a choice. And then I ended up surrounding myself with better players and better coaches, and I just kind of molded me into the current player that I am now, I guess.
Awesome. Yeah. Would you say that it kind of like helped develop you, like in the player that you are now? Like,
Yeah,
big decision going there.
definitely. Because if I stayed in Cambridge, I just don't think I would be, I guess, as advanced as like I feel like I'm a little bit ahead than what I would have been if I stayed in Cambridge.
Right.
Yeah.
Cool.
Now, even though Ertl didn't give you the shout out, I guess we gotta mention him though. But what was it like playing with him and the Red Wings and all of that?
Yeah, so it was funny when I moved down to Mississauga for grade 9, and I went to school with Justin Ertl and Nolan Dan and Braden Kressler, all like Kitchener Waterloo guys here. We didn't play in the same team that year, but then for minor midget, I played with Nolan Dan and Justin Ertl, and they're both great players. I got to see them a ton. Like I've been around them a lot, and they've gotten even a lot better now. So just a cool experience, especially being down in Toronto, but playing with the local guys here. It was fun.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I'm definitely sure, like, growing up with everyone and all making it one step at a time, it's a cool thing to witness as well, right?
Yeah, it's funny now seeing like where guys are ending up and where guys want to play and their goals. So it's cool.
Yeah, exactly.
We asked this question to Ertl and Bonesy, and how when you're in minor midget, it's like everything, and the minor, like that minor midget year, it's like everything. Like since you were 7, right? And then as soon as you're nothing. What was your?
I think honestly, for me, minor midget was very important, but for some guys, it's just another year. Do you know what I mean? But I ended up having some great coaches in minor midget, and my confidence really got up from playing for the Marlies and then moving on to the Red Wings. And I think it is everything when you're playing in it, because it is such a big year and you're thinking about the draft and looking ahead. But then after minor midget, after you get drafted or you don't get drafted, then you kind of realize that it wasn't all that. Like, it's not the end of anything. So
yeah. And what can you say? I know we're kind of just throwing out names, but obviously you played with Pinelli, and he had an awesome season. I think he was top 4. He was 3rd or 4th, I think, in rookie scoring in the O. And I watched you guys play at the Wendy Duff, and he was really good. And what can you say about him?
He's actually one of my best buddies, and he's from Hamilton, so I still hang out with him pretty often. And he's a great player. He sees the ice very well, and he's good at everything. So I think next year is going to be big for him. And I guess he's looking forward to the draft.
Awesome.
Let's kind of get into the OHL Cup run. How surreal was that? And especially not being one of the favorites too, right?
Yeah. Even all season, we weren't like favorites for anything. Like going into the season, we were supposed to be like maybe 5th, 6th place in the GTHL, and then we rose after that. We ended up being a top team, and then getting into the OHL Cup, nobody thought we were going to be in the finals, but we just our round robin wasn't even that fantastic. But then when it was on the line, we managed to get it done, and it was awesome, especially playing in that final game on television. Like that has to be my best hockey moment right there. Like it was just awesome.
Yeah,
It definitely sounds like a pretty surreal experience too, like being on Sportsnet and all that. That's really cool.
The amount of text messages and stuff that I got after
Yeah.
that I haven't been in contact with for years. It was fascinating.
Cool. How was your mindset going through all that? Like, was there any strategies that you did, or?
Honestly, I was OHL Cup. I was pretty nervous for, but it was the best tournament ever. And then going into the final game, I was super nervous, and I didn't really know what to think. I'd never been to the rink before and seen that rink, and never been on television before. But I just kind of stuck to my game, and it ended up being just such a close game that it kind of took the eyes off everything else, and I was just able to focus on the game, I guess.
For sure.
Take us through the 2 days between winning the semifinals and then they give you a day off.
Yeah, it was
on
like
Sunday.
There's so many social media posts hyping it up and everything, and I thought it was the biggest deal ever. Now when I look at it, and
how long did the day go?
How long was what? Sorry.
How long did that day feel?
Yeah, it felt really long. The first night was just excitement that we were going to be able to play in that, and then the next day it was just it was long. It felt like I was just waiting to get there, kind of thing.
That goes perfectly into the draft of going into the OHL and being 3rd round, very high draft, really close to going to a team close to home. What was that experience? I'm sure that was really nerve-wracking as well.
Yeah, to be honest, I had you hear a lot of guys say oh, I talked to this team, I talked to this team. I probably talked to 16 out of 20 teams, and Hamilton wasn't even one of them. So it was a huge surprise on draft day that I went there, and I was just super grateful that I was close to home. I wanted to stay close to home. So it was an exciting day. That's another day that all in like the span of 2 months, those were probably like the 2 best days of my life so far.
Yeah.
What was your experience? And I think we've only really asked Bowman about it because his was more recent. Obviously, he went 2 rounds behind you, but obviously he was in a similar situation. And what was your experience like, mainly before you were drafted?
It was just nerves. Like it felt like the longest month ever, just awaiting that. And you're talking to some teams, but nobody's really giving you an idea of where you're going to go. Like I kind of knew I was going to go in the first like 5 rounds, but in between there, I wasn't really sure. So it was just nervous, and like talking to other guys, like nobody really knew. So it was a lot of unknowns, but it all played out well, and I was just happy to get drafted 3rd round into Hamilton. So.
What was your first taste of training camp like? What was your kind of realizations? What were your thoughts going in your first, even rookie camp, but mainly main camp?
Well, when I was at rookie camp, like I had a really good rookie camp and I felt comfortable, but you look at it and it was like guys that were my age, maybe a year older, not really any guys from the team, maybe 1-2 guys. And then you step into main camp and you realize like all the team is there, like guys that are drafted in the NHL and stuff. Like the level of play is just like way higher, and everybody's competing for a spot at main camp, which is a little bit different than rookie camp. So it was a grind like main camp, but it was really fun.
Do you find like right now in the situation we're going through right now a little bit difficult, like not having all the resources available to train and do all that, just to when you're looking forward to such a good experience going forward?
Yeah, I feel like we're just kind of like getting out of that phase now, but initially when like quarantine just started, I didn't have a sick home gym, so it was tough for me to get lifts in. But I was actually in the middle of a move, and then I moved to a new house, and the first thing we got done was a home gym because we knew it was going to be a while. So I'd say a solid like 2 months now, it's been like really good training for me. And then recently, like the last month, I've been able to get on the ice a lot, so I'm starting to feel more comfortable out there.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah. Obviously, you were able to sign with Hamilton earlier, and that's awesome. But obviously, you didn't make the team and had to go into Junior B. And I'm sure, like, who wouldn't want to make the team, right? And you think that helped you out a little bit? Obviously, you would have also played, but did it give you a little chip on the shoulder going into Junior B?
Like it did and it didn't, because all summer just talking to the GM there and stuff, like I knew that I probably wasn't going to play there. It just wasn't a great D situation for that year. They had like 8 returning guys, so I knew there was about probably an 80% chance that I was going to end up in Junior B this year. So it wasn't too hard on me, but then they offered me a contract after camp, and I took that because I wanted to go the OHL route. And I played preseason with them, and then I went down to Brantford, and that's it.
Like a lot of like super successful players we've talked to as well in the show have all taken that Junior B route. So I think like taking that Junior B step is definitely not a bad thing, just because like even Walker did Junior B, I'm pretty sure. Like all these,
he played Junior B for 2 years.
Yeah, so like it's definitely Junior B is nothing to be ashamed of, so to speak, just because a lot of the greats did that same route as well, you know?
Yeah, and like I know how it sounds like kind of a plan B that you ended up playing on the Junior B team kind of thing, but for me, I think, I would have liked to be playing in Hamilton that year, but I think playing Junior B just really got my confidence up with the puck. I had a good summer, and then I think that transitioned right into the Junior B season. And being in Hamilton for like the 2-3 weeks with camp and preseason, I saw what I needed to get to. And then I think playing Junior B, especially for like the first 3 months, I was trying different things and like just kind of getting accustomed to the playing style that I want to eventually get to.
Yeah.
And there's so many 16-year-olds who play in the OHL, and there's obviously the stars like Pinelli and who are playing top minutes, but there's a lot of people you've never heard of who get buried in the lineup, and at the end of the day, it's probably better if they're playing a ton of minutes in Junior B.
I even talked to a lot of my buddies that like played this season, and they were like in and out of the lineup every night, and when they were sometimes seeing like 2.5 minutes a game, and it was really frustrating for them, especially guys that were known to be like the top dogs, I guess, in Toronto. Like they were used to kind of controlling the bench, but it was tough for them. So they may look at it as like, yeah, I didn't play in the league this year, but I think in the long run, it's just going to benefit me.
What did you take away from that season altogether, and how did you deal with like the struggles at times?
It was a struggle because like our team was last place. Maddie would know this. He practiced with us sometimes. Like we just weren't a strong team, but we knew we weren't going to be a strong team. But I was able to play in all positions, like all situations, power play, penalty kill, and I was able to experiment and try new stuff. And like my coaches there, like they were awesome to me. They gave me every opportunity to succeed. So I mean, all in all, I think I got a lot better. Like it was frustrating. Like sometimes like we'd get shut out for 3 games straight, like we wouldn't score a goal. So that was tough on me. But kind of seeing the bigger picture and what was at the end, that kind of helped me keep going throughout the season.
How did you deal with your own personal struggles? And we asked this to pretty much everyone who's a young guy in whatever junior league, C, B, or the OHL. And how did you deal with your personal ups and downs?
Well, probably my personal ups and downs were points, to be honest, because that was the first year that I was really playing in a league that was tracking points. We didn't do that in the GTHL, so I was always checking the point leaderboards and seeing where other guys that are signed and playing junior B, like what their points were like. But I think eventually coming to the realization that wasn't the goal of playing junior B that year, that kind of helped me push past that. And then I started to see the points come. And it was tough because our team wasn't good, so it was really hard to get points. But I think just realizing that points is not the main focus of why I'm here that's what helped me push through it.
You also had 77 minutes in the penalty box. That's quite a number for 16-year-old.
Yeah, well, I think most of that I think is because I was playing a lot, and so the penalty minutes were coming. But I've always been known to get dragged into the box a little bit. It's because my height too, so I've always been taller than other guys. So I'll get called on some stuff that other like tiny guys wouldn't get called on. But yeah, it was frustrating too playing in junior B. Like it was a rough league. Like hits that like were just unnecessary and stuff. So I think a lot of that just dragged me into some stuff. But I tried to stay out of it as best as I could.
Yeah, fair enough. That's a good answer. So yeah, kind of moving forward, like to next year, what do you kind of see like in your future, like playing with the Bulldogs and stuff like that?
Yeah, well, I mean, the end goal is obviously to get drafted to the NHL or sign an NHL contract, and I'm just looking at like a more outside view now of how many years I have in Hamilton or in the OHL, and what I have to look like to reach that goal. So next year, I'm just kind of looking forward to getting an opportunity. I thought I was going to play some games last year, but I didn't get to because COVID-19 hit at the end of the season when I was up there. But I think just looking for opportunities, and I'm just going to try and trust in myself, and what I'm doing right now is going to prepare me so that when the opportunity is there, I can fully take advantage of that and see where it leads.
Yeah, and then the last kind of question we'll have is, what do you think you need to do to be effective at the OHL level? What are the things you need to work on to be able to jump in next year and have an impact?
I think my strengths next year is going to be definitely in the defensive zone and like making first passes and stuff. But eventually I want to bring my offensive game too to the OHL because I feel like over the last couple of years, that's a part of my game that's really improved. So if I can eventually bring that there, I think I can be like super successful, maybe 2-way D-man there.
Good to hear.
Yeah, thank you so much. And do you guys have anything else? Or?
No, that was good. That was perfect. Those were some really great answers.
And yeah, thank you, and we're all wishing you the best of luck in the future.
Yeah,
Thanks for having me on, guys.
Yeah, take care.